Hey guys, David Torres here, and this is the February update of my journey as a salesperson. So first, a little bit about January, how January turned out. It was kind of a bad month. It was probably the slowest the slowest month I've ever seen. It was the first time I've actually sold cars in a month of January, and I ended up the month with like 3.5 cars out for the whole month, and one of those looks like they might be coming back, half deal, so I might just end up with just 3 for the whole month. So yeah, that was pretty rough. In the hot seat a little bit at work right now with the managers. They are giving me 2 more months to prove myself and show that I can sell more than 8 cars a month. Last month, of course, December, I ended up with 10 cars out. So did regress a little bit. It wasn't just me. It was a slow month for everybody. The top salesperson for the month had only 18 cars out. Usually the top person has more than 20. And let's see here. After him, the next highest number was around 12. And then everyone else was between 8 and 10 for the most part. There were a couple people who were like lower at 6. There was one other guy. He was at 2.5 for the month, but he's part-time, so that's actually more like 6, I guess. So if you can look at it that way, I was the lowest for the month at the dealership. So yeah, definitely in the hot seat going into February. And then filming this the 2nd of February, so we already had a day of February go by, and I didn't sell anything that day either. Yesterday, Saturday, the 1st. So do I plan on doing better in February? Definitely I do plan on doing better. I've actually signed up for some sales classes that I have already started taking towards the end of January, and kind of like a mentorship type thing also, not with somebody in the dealership but over line, and just going to see hopefully how that pans out. That I won't let January discourage me or anything like that, and be able to look to the future and maybe even become the best salesperson at the dealership going forward. So yeah, January, very disappointing. I'm looking forward to having good numbers in February, which leads me to the board here. And obviously I already changed it over to February. First, let's talk about my goals. I didn't make my goals anywhere near making my goals last month, so I actually kept it the same. I didn't want to lower my goals because I feel like, even though January was pretty slow, I mean, there were days that we didn't have any sales in the dealership. There were several days that we sold less than 5 cars. One day I think it was like 1 car the whole day. Another day we had like 3 cars out. Another day maybe 4. So it was like about 4 or 5 days in the month that we had less than 5 cars out. That's not including the days, about 3 days that we had no cars out. And that's not just me, that's the whole dealership. So definitely was a slow month. So I want to keep my goals the same. And so I'm going to reach to first 12. Of course, if I hit 12, I get into the second tier of my bonuses, both with units out as for minis, and then there's other tiers in there as well, which will be reached by reaching the other numbers, the 15 and the 20. Hopefully I can stay healthy in the month of February. If you can hear, my voice is actually kind of rough right now, so I have like a little head cold going on, and I'm stopped up, headache, coughing, sneezing. I've been washing my hands regularly, using sanitizer and stuff, so that I don't make anyone else sick. I don't think I'm contagious. So I haven't been told. Plus, I do all the things that everyone says you're supposed to do. If you cough, don't cough into your hands. Don't just cough out loud, but pocket it. Do the little vampire trick. Cough into your elbow or sneeze into your elbow, whichever. Proof right there, right? Sniffing. Yeah, so February historically is the month I probably usually get sick. And I've been out for like 2 weeks before getting sick. Like the one time I've actually had pneumonia in my life was in February. I usually got bronchitis in February. Well, December and February usually. Haven't had that lately. Ever since moving to the Atlanta area, I haven't had as many sinus infections and bronchitis and stuff like that. So I don't know. I know Atlanta has similar because it's part of the Appalachian mountain range. It's like sits at the end of the range. So I assume maybe the trees and stuff are similar to where I used to live in Roanoke when I was a child growing up. Maybe I'm just more used to the trees here or something like that. The pollen that doesn't have as adverse effect as when I was living in South Carolina, where I was having bronchitis and just getting knocked out, with sickness. And again, usually every December during the winter break from school, and then in February, I was always just sick. But hopefully, keep drinking fluids and build up my vitamin C and stuff like that. Hopefully, this is the worst of it. So yeah. Also on the left side there, instead of having it broken up into 2 categories, the 1st through the 10th, and then the 11th through the 31st, or whatever the last day of the month was, instead of breaking it down by week, so 1 through 7, 8 through 15, yada yada, all the way through there. The reason I was doing it before was just mentally I was thinking, okay, so all of these are going to end up being on this check, all of these are going to end up being on the next month's check up here. But of course it doesn't always work out that way, because the way how dealerships pay, that they don't pay you until the bank funds the deal. So if it takes extra long to be funded, you're not going to get paid on it till so you may be going to get paid on the 25th, but it didn't get funded in time, so now it's going to be on the 10th. And so I figured, let's just, instead of trying to organize it that way, let's just organize it weekly. That way I just can keep track of it a little bit better, have it more spaced out, and I can know what day everything's sold, what week and everything, so I can keep on top of it a little bit better. So, explain. So, again, yesterday was the 1st of the month. I didn't sell anything, so that you don't see any slashes or X's up there. Hopefully, the next video I do, you'll see a lot of them, and I'll be reaching my goals. So, yeah. All right. So again, I do apologize if I didn't get out as many videos as I wanted to during the month of January. It was a bit of a hectic month. I had a hard time just trying to stay motivated because of how slow it was. And again, taking the course that I am right now and trying to get a mentor, I think that's going to help me stay motivated so that I can do better in the future and maybe even become the best salesperson at the dealership. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Hopefully, I'll be getting some more videos out, doing walkarounds of some of the Hondas on the lot, or any other like special vehicle that we get on the lot as well. And I'm going to try and improve my pictures, my advertisements, and things like that. I might show how I post and things like that as well. We'll see. Those are all ideas for videos. Trying to get them out. I really don't want to be doing one video a month. I want to be doing at least one a week. So hopefully you can look forward to that. In the meantime, if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and click the thumbs up like button. That way, more people will be shown this and be on the journey with me. here on YouTube. Of course, that all figures into the YouTube algorithm. The least amount, if I don't get enough thumbs up, YouTube's just not even going to put me into people's suggested areas. So, and also, you can hit the subscribe button, the little bell to be notified whenever my next videos drop. So yeah. All right, guys. At this time, we'll see you next time. Ciao.